Hey guys, just want to jump on here and give you this week's sermon recap. We started a new series titled Royals. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about different kings from the Bible. So this week, though, we talked about mistakes. We talked about how everyone makes mistakes. There's not a day goes by that we don't mess up somehow. Sometimes our mistakes are just accidents that we quickly forget about. But other times our mistakes are choices we wish more than anything we could just take back. They're the kind of choices that come with big consequences for ourselves and for others. So we talked about King David this week. He was somebody who can relate to making some big mistakes. But God chose him to be king of an entire nation because of his good heart. But all that power went to David's head, and he used his position to do some horrible things, and those choices had devastating consequences. Now, you may not be a king, and you may not have messed up as much as David did. I'm going to say you probably haven't, or you'd be in jail, or you should be anyway. But you probably still know what it's like to feel guilty and ashamed of the things that you've done. And the good news is, just like David eventually discovered, that when you make mistakes, God can help make things right. And so we went on to talk a little bit about some steps to help make things right. And the first step that we talked about was just admitting our mistakes. We can't make anything right if we can't admit that we've done anything wrong. It all begins here by saying to God and to others, hey, I was wrong. The next step would be accept accountability. That's an uncomfortable thing to do, but God can use other people to keep us accountable, whether it's our parents, our teachers, our mentors, our coaches, our pastors, friends, family. Some of them might someday tell us some difficult truths that we need to hear. Then the next step was agreeing to do better. It's great to admit our mistakes, but we can't skip this step. We have to agree to do better. David, as we read, committed himself to do better. He chose to live in a way that better represented the character of the God who had given him his crown. If David could do this after such a huge mistake, with God's help, we can too. The good thing about it is, God isn't stingy with grace or forgiveness. In Jesus, God already offered forgiveness to us before we even knew how to ask for it. God didn't stop loving King David when he made huge mistakes. And that should give us hope that when we mess up, it doesn't mean we won't have to deal with the consequences of our action, but it does mean that our story isn't over. We're going to make mistakes. Sometimes big mistakes that hurt us and hurt others and hurt our relationship with God. But like David, God isn't giving up on us. With Jesus, we can always be made new. And so again, the point this week we wanted to bring home was, remember that when you make mistakes, God can help make things right. I'm excited for this week's lesson. We're going to be talking about being humble. And so looking forward to having that lesson as well. But I will see you guys next week. Hope everybody has a good rest of the week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.